Today I'm heading to Austin with my wife, the dogs, but I'm gonna do something that I haven't done before. I'm gonna be shooting a film recipe with my Sony a7CII Mark II to document the memories and the moments and see how good it could be. Since Fuji came out with their little X1/2 camera that does only recipes and JPEGs, I wanted to test out for myself if I wanted to do only recipes and JPEGs with my a7CII Mark II to see if it was going to be something fun and exciting that could somewhat replicate what that camera could do, but just with my actual camera, so I don't have to think about ever owning it. Which, to be honest, I'm not really planning to own it. It's just a cool concept, but it got me inspired for this video that I thought it'd be fun to do and, see how it turns out. The goal will be to use a UltraMax 400 film recipe with the a7CII Mark II to try to get everything in camera, so it'll just be straight out of camera JPEGs. I mean, I don't plan to do any editing because that's the whole point of it. I want to just see how it'll look, if it'll look good enough or not. You'll be the judge and you get to see some cool moments, hopefully, on our travel to Austin today. So, time to get there. And off to Austin we are. So it's a little bit of a drive, but we got to keep ourselves entertained with our dogs here because, well, they like to get just a little bit rowdy, but it doesn't stop us from creating some memories with just some film simulation recipes like these. Well, we've made it to Austin. So we're here at a Botanical Garden to go ahead and take some photos with the little film recipes and see what we can create with them. The exploring of this location was pretty nice, but honestly, it was getting rather hot. So we just had to keep kind of exploring where we could find some shade and just see what we could capture. But of course, we had to get the hair up. This is a new look apparently while she gets her hair done and up and puts a hat on. The one piece of bamboo. I almost broke an ankle. Well, the purpose of using this film simulation and everything is because not everything's gonna be perfect, but just kind of more for the memory's sake. It's not gonna be the typical more pro line of photos for me. Might get one or two that might be cool in here and there, but it's more of the documentation of the day. And that's what I love about shooting these JPEG only film recipes, because it just slows you down. It's not about tweaking shadows in post, but it's about just nailing the moment in camera. It's like when you're shooting for fun with no pressure to edit later, you start noticing the moments you normally miss and you get them. After a little bit of adventure, gotta refresh ourselves because it is, according to my car right now, because it's been sitting in the sun, it feels like 117 Fahrenheit. That's what it says. Watch. That is crazy. So yeah, we're just gonna rest for a little bit. Gonna try to find another spot to take some more photos with it. So far, it's been really nice to do it. The one thing that's gonna be something I have to get used to more is getting it 100% to the exposure of what I'm focusing on, right? Because it is gonna be a straight out of camera kind of simulation JPEG. So that's gonna be the main thing, but other than that, pretty nice because I don't have to worry about really editing anything. And if I truly like something, I have the raw saved so I can edit them after, but simulations can be really nice whenever you wanna just have something quick and easy for memories or just a simple day like today. This next location should be interesting because the dogs might be able to get into the water, so we'll be able to just go ahead and maybe get some photos there. But off to exploring Austin since a little bit of a fun time out here. And there's a cool spot just to go ahead and take some photos of just the location because it was very beautiful and it just felt like a good exploration place because our dogs could also cool off and enjoy a little bit of that summer heat because it was rather hot, but we got some hot shots too. And with all the heat, we got back in the car and decided to find something cool for the dogs where we could get them a little bit of a toy for their amazing day, and as well a little frozen yogurt for pups, because it was just so nice for them to cool off that way that it was just kind of nice to have a little memory of that. But off we go now to find a new location, so we got to get them back in the car nice and safely. Of course, we have their little seats so they can enjoy themselves comfortably, but as well go find some nice little lattes. And of course my dogs just like to bark, but we had to find a cool vintage truck as we were walking to find some coffee, and this location just looked really nice. I thought it was really cool to have this vintage truck, and the location just looked super cool. But of course, we're here to find that coffee, and the only place nearby was this bar that had coffee that was jamming and slamming, having some nice fun. That my dog was just there, but we secured that IVL. So of course, after getting that IVL, we have to find a new spot, and well, we're off to here. Time to get some photos here at the Capitol. Since we are in Texas, might as well take some photos of the Capitol building and whatnot. I'm trying to use this just for some memory seeking, or whatever the word is, but yeah. It's honestly been a little bit of a hot minute since we came to the, Capitol building here in Austin, so we wanted to do a pit stop before heading home, and it honestly is a very beautiful building. The architecture is just so nice, so it made sense to go ahead and try to get some nice footage of it, but as well to get some photos of the location. So this is a Capitol building, taking some nice little bit of photos. And to be honest, it's nice with the recipes because I don't have to worry about editing these, and they're just gonna go look as what they look in camera, so it's kind of nice to have that. The main thing is to just make sure you have it in camera correctly, and that's the fun part and the challenge, because it slows you down like as if you're taking some film photos, and that was the purpose of this. Well, we are done basically taking some photos. We're about to head home, and that's the boring part that you don't need to see. But just want to have a little bit of sharing of some thoughts of the experience with shooting with film simulations with a Sony camera. One of the things that I enjoyed, honestly, was that you're able to do quite a bit with, simulations within the camera, because I found this guy who made them. I don't remember his name right now, but I'll probably leave it in the description if anything. So if you want to check him out for yourself. I supported him and bought his thing where he put the, recipes that he gives. But for me, I wanted to use this to see if it's a simpler method to be able to take photos for memories or quick little turnarounds, whether it's for somebody who doesn't have a budget for color grading or anything like that, where I just want to do whatever is in camera, and that's it. And that was basically it. So I think the simulations are great more for memories and fun, photos and things of that sort, personal stuff, rather than pro photography, but you might be able to get it in camera yourself better. That's perfectly fine as well. But yeah, it's really cool to see that what you can do with these cameras. And this all started because of the, the Fuji, film recipes that they give them and everything like that. I've owned Fuji before. I still do my GFX 50S Mark II that my wife mainly uses, and she has the XS10 that we have simulations with. But now that the new Fuji half or whatever came out, it kind of made me think about, how it shoots JPEG and it just shoots only recipes, and to just have like a, fun camera, which is kind of funny enough, somebody complained about that whenever it was in on Threads. They're saying like, oh, did everybody just get to say fun within a camera? But anyways, to me, I just want to do something fun with that and just have an experience, because we were coming out to Austin to make a trip for this, to just experiment, see what we could do, take some photos of what I needed to do, and just, do something different, use simulations only, and see how you like them. So I'm curious to know what you thought of the simulations, if you think they're worth it, you think it's something that's not really up to par, maybe you just keep it with the Fuji line of cameras that shoot, the film simulations more high end, I guess. One thing that I don't like, obviously, is that you can't add like grain or anything like that in, in camera. So you kind of have to get whatever it is. So it might just look more digital than like actual film, which is the point of film, is the grain. But on that, yeah, a lot of fun to be able to use them and, do that. So hopefully you enjoy them. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think of it? Did it really live up to the hype, I guess, or maybe not for you. So we'll see what happens. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.